We are back on Born Before 64 with Sharon Christopherson of Christopherson and Clark and Jeff Vehr. And I need your website and your phone number and a few things. How about doing that for us?
Okay. Christopherson and Clark Hearing Center is the name of
your website.
Of my business.
Oh, your business.
Yes. The website is CincinnatiHearingCenter.com.
Right.
The phone number is 513-598-9444.
And Jeff, if people want to learn more about Resound and Lyra, how do they get a hold of you, or what's your website?
Resound.com, Resound.com.
Now, it's amazing. We were talking about when I came in and I did my hearing test, what do people do and how do they find a really good audiologist? You were recommended. If someone didn't recommend you, how do they find a good audiologist in a good hearing center? How?
Okay, well, first of all, I think the recommendation route is a good one. People can ask friends, family members who are well satisfied with their hearing aids where they obtain them. And so I think that's a good way to go.
Right.
Another way is to go to some websites and see what each place has to offer. Call up and talk to the audiologist.
Okay.
And you can talk to several of them. And you want to find somebody who you think that you can work with, who will be compatible with you and your style of getting adjusted to something new.
And that's what I felt about you when I sat down with you and you actually did the hearing test and you asked me a lot of different questions, and then afterwards, you know, you didn't make me feel embarrassed in any way, shape, or form, and it wasn't like, this isn't what I really thought it was going to be like, because I was really kind of scared, honestly. That may sound weird about me, but, you know, it's the idea that, like you said, it feels weird. It feels strange, you know, because you're admitting, oh, I'm not perfect. I have something a little bit basically wrong with me, right?
Yeah, and I think you did this at the right time. Sometimes people wait until they say
can't hear at all?
until they can't hear. And it's so much harder to adjust when you're that much older.
I think so too, and I think that this was simple. I mean, the first time I was learning how to open up the little case, okay, and getting the battery out. It took me 2 or 3 times to figure it out, but I finally got it, and it was like looking at the color and taking it out, you know, and then opening it up and trying and really playing with it a little bit to make sure. Now, let me ask you something. If it falls in the water, what happens?
That is a fantastic question because something new has happened with hearing aids. We now put an isolate nanotech coating on hearing aids. So in the event you jump in the shower, you got them in, they get wet, you could take them off and they're going to be fine.
Oh, really?
Out in the rain. Perspiration can be huge with hearing aids.
Oh, I never knew that.
They could cause the hearing aids to short out. Nowadays, though, with the new technology we have with coating the hearing aids, moisture really isn't a problem. Okay, so if they fell out, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I mean, I could have got my hair washed with them in.
You don't want to.
You don't want to do that. No. You don't want to jump in the swimming pool. No.
You know, you don't want to jump.
You don't want to push.
Do you see a time when that could possibly happen?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Waterproof?
Waterproof. Sure. And now, if they're there are some that are actually in the inner ear. Are there any that, not maybe hearing aid, but there are listening devices that are in the inner ear or not?
Not the inner ear, the ear canal.
The ear canal.
In the ear canal.
Deeply in the ear canal. And you put them in there?
Yes.
Yes, the audiologist actually does it.
Yes. And
how far down do they, see, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How far down in there do they go?
It depends on what device that you have. Yes.
Okay.
There's a CIC, which is completely in the canal, and that only goes as far down as the opening of your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. And then there are ones that are seated more deeply in the ear canal,
Right.
and those get pretty close to the eardrum.
Right. Now, there is technology for people that are deaf that if there's some, there's certain specific things that they can do where they actually put it, isn't it like an implant that they put?
It's a cochlear implant, and that does go into the inner ear.
Okay.
But that's a whole new show.
That's a different, that's not a hearing, that's really not a hearing aid, is it?
Not really a hearing aid. That has to be surgically implanted.
Implanted. So
and then
that's a
there's
difference.
quite a bit of rehab with that, too. But
Right. And we've seen them. We've seen a lot of people
Sure.
now hearing them. So that's really radically changed. How has the hearing aid business changed in the last, would you say the last 5 years has radically changed with the new products and stuff like that, Sharon?
I would say so. Things are getting very nice and easy for us in certain ways. Now we have such variety of hearing aids, and you have a decision, what hearing aid is going to be best for your patients.
Right.
And you have to take into consideration things like their lifestyle, how easily they can manipulate the hearing aids, what features they're looking for. Some people want to have a volume control that they can use themselves, and other people don't. So we have a great deal of variety.
Right.
To work with.
Right. We have to take a short break, and we'll be right back. And give that website out real quick again.
It is CincinnatiHearingCenter.com.
And Resound.com.
All right, we'll be right back on Born Before 64.
For more information on our show, check out our website at www.bornbefore64.com.